The haunting melody. In the heart of a quiet town, there stood an old and decrepit music shop known as Harmonious Tunes. The shop had been closed for years, its windows covered in a layer of dust, and its entrance obscured by overgrown ivy. But it was the stories whispered among the locals that made the shop's abandoned state all the more chilling. A story of a haunting melody that emanated from within its walls. Intrigued by the tales of the haunting music, I decided to venture into the shop one gloomy afternoon. The air was thick with a sense of unease as I pushed open the creaking door and stepped inside. The interior was dimly lit, and rows upon rows of dusty instruments lined the shelves. But it was the grand piano at the center of the room that captured my attention. A beautiful instrument covered in a layer of neglect. As I approached the piano, a shiver ran down my spine. The air seemed to grow colder, and the faint scent of roses filled the room. A chill settled in the air as I glanced at the keys, and it was then that I heard it. A haunting melody, soft and mournful, as if carried by a gentle breeze. My heart raced as I turned towards the source of the sound, but the room was empty, save for me and the piano. The melody seemed to wrap around me, its ethereal notes weaving a tapestry of sorrow and longing. It was as if the very walls of the shop were echoing with the music's haunting refrain. Driven by a mixture of curiosity and a desire to uncover the truth, I reached out and touched the piano's keys. The melody seemed to respond, growing stronger and more intense. The notes resonated with an otherworldly energy, as if the piano itself were alive with the spirit of the music. As the melody flowed through my fingers, images began to flash before my eyes. Scenes of a bygone era, of a young woman in a flowing dress, sitting at the piano with a look of concentration. Her fingers danced upon the keys, her passion and emotions pouring into the music. And then, a sense of tragedy, a glimpse of a tear falling onto the piano's surface, a heart-wrenching farewell. The music grew more intense, as if the woman's spirit were reliving her memories through the melody. The room seemed to shimmer, and a spectral figure materialized before me. The woman from the vision, her eyes filled with a mixture of sorrow and yearning. "Who are you?" I asked, my voice barely a whisper. Her voice was a haunting echo, a mere whisper carried on the wind. "I am Isabella, bound to this melody." Isabella revealed her story, a talented pianist who had lived in the town decades ago. She had fallen in love with a traveling musician who had captured her heart with his melodies. But their love had been forbidden by her family, and she had been torn between her love for him and her duty to her family. In a moment of heartbreak, Isabella had composed a melody, a musical expression of her love and sorrow. But the melody had become a curse, binding her spirit to the piano in the music shop. The haunting refrain had echoed through the years, a reminder of the love and sacrifice she had endured. Determined to help Isabella find release, I delved into the town's history and uncovered the truth behind her love story. With the guidance of a local historian, I learned that Isabella's love had returned to the town years later, searching for her and seeking forgiveness. Armed with this knowledge, I returned to the music shop and played Isabella's haunting melody once more. The notes filled the room, carrying with them a sense of yearning and hope. And then, in the midst of the music, I heard another melody, the sound of a violin playing in harmony with the piano. As the music reached its crescendo, the room seemed to shimmer, and Isabella's spectral figure began to glow. The air crackled with energy, and the very walls of the music shop trembled. And then, with a blinding flash of light, Isabella's spirit began to dissipate, her form merging with the music itself. The melody faded, replaced by a soft, gentle breeze that seemed to carry Isabella's essence. The room was still, the atmosphere no longer heavy with sorrow. The music shop was no longer abandoned. It was a place of closure, of Isabella finding peace at last. As I left the shop behind, I couldn't help but feel a mixture of sadness and relief. The haunting melody was no longer a curse. It was a testament to the power of love, the enduring connection between souls, and the hope that even in the face of tragedy, redemption and release are possible.